Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly consider subscribing to this channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. William Samoei Ruto is under siege. This time round, he is facing opposition from some of his very closest allies. Bishop Ole Sapit is taking issue with the manner in which William Ruto is appointing state officers. It is recorded that Ole Sapit turns heat on Ruto over skewed government appointments. And this story goes on to say that the Anglican Church of Kenya, led by Archbishop Jackson Ole Sapit, on Wednesday, May 10th, castigated President William Ruto over what they termed as tribal appointments to state corporations. It does not end there, because Ole Sapit also feels that William Samoei Ruto is promoting corruption and lack of accountability. Ole Sapit said that there is glaring tribalism and cronism, particularly with regard to public appointments, and there is an apparent lack of accountability and transparency in the institutions of Kenya. So the Anglican Church of Kenya called a press conference, and this was one of the topmost organ of the church. The church was led by Archbishop Ole Sapit. And it's very worrying to the government, because Ole Sapit has been one of the closest allies of William Samoei Ruto. Ruto started campaigning using the church, and one of the churches that supported William Samoei Ruto is the Anglican Church. And I remember during the declaration of the presidential results, Ole Sapit presided over Ruto's win, quote unquote. And I think he was one of the clergy and the men of God who were invited to grace that occasion. And people have continued to ask why Ole Sapit did not stop for a minute to inquire why the Azimio fraternity had issues with the declaration of the result. And I remember his brother, Ledamo Lekina, almost suffered injuries when he went there to complain. Now, when Ole Sapit is coming back now to tell Kenyans that William Ruto is officiating what we call skewed appointments to government offices, and he also believes that by this he's promoting cronism and lack of accountability, Kenyans are really taking issues with him. But then it shows that many friends and allies of William Samoei Ruto are realizing that Ruto is not an honest man, because everything that William Ruto promised his supporters is not materializing. William Ruto has made a U-turn in everything that he said. But it is not very strange, because the second in command, Rigathi Gachagua himself, has no apologies to make. He has come out in the open and told Kenyans that the Kenya Kwanza government is a limited company, and that those who should benefit from the national cake, including these state appointments, are those who voted for them. And I remember them whenever they go for Thanksgiving ceremonies and in those churches, Rigathi Gachagua would remove a list of appointees from a particular region, and it tells them, wacha niwaonyeshe venye mlivuna. It is like a harvesting season. Those who voted for them, if you are lucky to be appointed, they take credit and they like dangle it in front of your community to know that it is a favor. To them, it is not a right. Once you are appointed, this is a favor. But Ole Sapit is speaking as the head of the Anglican Church. But we cannot rule out the possibility that considering the enormous support that Ole Sapit gave William Samoei Ruto, he must have been expecting some huge reward which might have not materialized. And so he's shouting on top of the mountains to show Ruto that you're forgetting us, or rather you're forgetting me. I'm saying this because the other day I saw the former governor of Kiambu, Ferdinand Waititu, coming out to claim that he played a part in Ruto's campaign, but he has been in the cold for too long and is shouting now, reminding Ruto that maybe he should be considered for favor or some appointments. And so when you see Ole Sapit making such noises, then you cannot rule out a possibility of some promises that were given or expectations that have not been achieved. The sentiments of Ole Sapit are coming at a time when Raila Odinga and the Azimio fraternity are also piling pressure on William Samoei Ruto. And Raila is saying that William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua are appointing members of their community. In fact, it is not only Azimio. The Law Society of Kenya had even gone to court when Ruto was about to appoint the CSSs, the ECSs, and they said that 3/4 of the appointments or the appointees belong to the Kikuyu community and the Kalenjin community. The church has always been friend to William Ruto. And so it means that they are realizing that Raila Odinga was right. I don't know why it is coming to them right now, but it is better late than never. So even as Raila Odinga engages in the bipartisan talks, Ole Sapit and the team will be giving the Azimio fraternity some weight, because when they go for those talks, Raila will be telling them, those who are there will be saying that it is not only the Azimio. Other stakeholders are realizing that William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua are tribalizing this government. You must understand that every Kenyan is a taxpayer, and the appointments must not come as a reward. It is a right, because as long as you merit being in any office, then you should be appointed. Meritocracy, that is what they talk about. So this is a very, very big blow, and I believe that knowing Ruto, this administration will look for Ole Sapit, and I know they will handle it as it's like an in-house policy. You will not hear Ole Sapit talking. I also understand that Seth Panyako also added his voice, and he was saying that the Ruto that they see now is not the Ruto that was campaigning just a few months ago in 2022, because William Ruto signed several treaties with the women charter, with doctors, with teachers, everybody, and William Ruto promised them heaven. But just a few months down the line, William Ruto has made a U-turn. And this is going to make this government suffer. As we approach 2027, if at all we will reach there, because according to the Azimio, they want William Samoei Ruto to vacate office because they feel he is illegitimately in office. But if William Ruto survives up to 2027, I wonder what he will tell his supporters, the Hustler Nation. Because already, even as we speak now, the prices of fuel are going up. There is a bill in Parliament that, if approved, then the prices of fuel and other commodities will go up. And you know, when the prices of fuel go up, then it affects the other prices of everything. So it tells you that William Ruto seems to be losing focus. The plan that they had is not working, because I remember them in every critical situation they said they had a plan. They criticized the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, and they said that they have a plan, but this plan is failing. Several friends are now realizing that William Ruto is not honest. I remember one of the people who defended William Ruto was Okur Okot. But Okur Okot has also made a U-turn. When the issue of opening the server came up, Okur said that maybe it is the right time to debate about this server issue very soberly, without raising eyebrows, bila makasiriko. And he said that, why don't we open this server? Why can't William Ruto just open the server to show Raila that I defeated you? I won fair and square. By several stakeholders who supported William Ruto coming up to demand accountability, because Sapit is saying that there is no accountability. By appointing just 2 tribes in those offices, they now fail to work in accordance with the law, because they feel that they have the right to perpetuate dishonesty in those offices. Now, if you see these stakeholders coming up, it seems that William Ruto is losing touch. And I think it is high time that the Kenya Kwanza team, if William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua are not careful, then they are going to be a one-term president. This is the first dude that is going to serve for 1 term, because Kenyans have had enough. We've had every kind of lie. Now, one of the most ridiculous things is that anytime you ask them why they're lying, they will be blaming the former regime. When they can't pay the civil servants, they will tell you it is because they are servicing loans that were left behind by Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But I want to stop by saying this, ladies and gentlemen. The Hustler Nation and Kenyans must demand accountability, because it is our right as taxpayers. And on this, I support Sapit. Thank you guys. For those who have been asking about the update about the status of the patient, I must say that my wife is, she's trying to recuperate. She's still in pain, but I want to say thank you very much for those two by my side. We still take her for dressing after every 2 days in Kenyatta, and we still need your support. For those who have stood by our side, thank you very much. We still trust that you will continue standing by our side, and we thank God she's recuperating well, and I believe in the next few months she'll be okay. And I want to say again, thanks for your support.